Our topic is complex function. Let S be the set of complex numbers. A function f defined on S is a rule that assigns to every z in S a complex number omega. We write it as f of z equal to omega. This f is a rule. This assigns to every z. This belongs to the set S to a number omega. This omega is called the range and z is called the domain of this function. This f is called the complex function. Here in the domain of f there are also the complex numbers. In the range of f there are also the complex number. So this rule assigns to every complex number in set S a complex number omega. Then f is called the complex function. The set S is called the domain of f and set of all values of f is called the range of f. So I am giving you an example. F of z equal to z square plus 2z is a complex function defined for all z. Here this is a complex number and this is also the complex number. Here f of z is equal to uxy plus eta vxy. This shows that f of z is equivalent to a pair of real functions of x and y. This is also a function of xy and this is also a function of xy. This is real values or real function and this is a imaginary function. This is real part of f of z and this is the imaginary part of f of z. So both are x and y are the real numbers. And uxy is the real part and vxy is the imaginary part of this function f of z. Now function of a complex variable. Let omega is f of z, this is equal to z square plus 3z u and v. Find u and v and calculate the value of f at z equal to 1 plus 3 iota. F of z is a function of complex variable. Now the given function is f of z equal to z square plus 3z. Let x equal to let z equal to x plus iota y. Here we put the value of z equal to x plus iota y. Here we put z equal to x plus iota y and also here we put z equal to x plus iota y. Now expanding the scale and by simplification we get this set. Iota square equal to -1 and this become minus y square. So this is the real part and this imaginary part. We say it as u equal to x square minus y square plus 3x and v equal to 2xy plus 3y. These are the values of u and v. Now other part is f of z equal to f of 1 plus 3 iota. We have to find the value of the function f at z equal to 1 plus 3 iota. So here we put z equal to 1 plus 3 iota. Now the function is f of z equal to z square plus 3z. Here we put 1 plus 3 iota and also we put here 1 plus 3 iota and also we put here 1 plus 3 iota. This become 1 plus 3 iota square plus 3 into 1 plus 3 iota. Now expanding the square and after simplification this become minus 5 plus 15 iota. So f of z equal to minus 5 plus 15 iota. Now the very important function in the field of complex number is analytic function. A function f of z is said to be analytic in the domain D if f of z is defined and differentiable at all the points of D. If there is some domain is given, this function is defined. Defined means this function have definite value at every point in the domain and differentiable. This function is also have the derivatives at all the points of the given domain D. The function f of z is said to be analytic at the point z equal to z naught in the domain if f of z is analytic in the neighborhood of z naught. Neighborhood means very near to z. The function this is analytic, differentiable and also defined. Now as an example, let f of z equal to x square minus y square plus 3x plus iota 2xy plus 3y. This function is given. So we have to analyze whether the function is analytic or not. This is the real part of this function. So we say this is u. Imaginary part we say it v. And u is equal to x square minus y square plus 3x and v equal to 2xy plus 3y. We take its partial derivatives. Now partial u over partial x, this is equal to 2x plus 3 because in partial derivative y will be treated as constant The derivative of constant is 0, so we get here partial u over partial x equal to 2x and plus 3. Now we differentiate this v with respect to y. The partial derivative of this function 2xy is 2x because derivative of y is 1. So partial v over partial y equal to 2x plus derivative of 3y 3. So these are equal. So we say partial u over partial x equal to partial v over partial y. This is called equation number 1. Now we partially differentiate u with respect to y. The partial derivative of u with respect to y, this will become 0 because this is a constant term and this is minus 2y and this is also 0 because when we take the partial derivative with respect to y, this will x will treat as constant. So derivative of x square is 0, derivative of 3x is 0 and derivative of minus y square is minus 2y. Similarly, when we differentiate v with respect to x, this becomes 2y and its derivative is 0. So multiplying both sides by minus 1, this is minus partial v over partial x and this is minus 2y. So by comparing these two values, this is also minus 2y and this is also minus 2y. So partial u over partial y equal to minus partial v over partial x. Equation 1 and 2 be the Cauchy-Riemann equations. They are called equation 1 and equation 2. They are called Cauchy-Riemann equations and they are satisfied by this function. So the function is analytic. Now to prove the function is analytic, we will also prove the equation 1. Equation 1 will satisfy and equation 2 will be satisfied. And those functions which satisfy these two equations are called analytic functions. Now Cauchy-Riemann equations in Cartesian form let omega is equal to f of z and this is equal to uxy plus eta vxy, partial u over partial x equal to partial v over partial y and partial v over partial y equal to minus partial v over partial x. This can also be written as ux and this is also written as vy and this is vy and this is minus vx. Here this is u, I think this is u, partial u over partial y equal to minus partial v over partial x. This is uy and this is minus vx are called Cauchy-Riemann equations where f is the analytic function in the domain D. Now as example, f of z equal to x square minus y square plus 2 at xy. Here this part is u and this part is v. So u is x square minus y square and v is 2xy. We partially differentiate u with respect to x. This is 2x, its derivative is 0 and partial v over partial y is 2x. So they are equal. So we say partial u over partial equal to partial v over partial, this equation 1. Again partial u over partial y, this is equal to minus 2y and partial v over partial x equal to 2y. By multiplying both sides by negative 1, this becomes minus partial v over partial equal to minus 2y. This is minus 2y and this is minus 2y. So this and this are equal. So partial u over partial y equal to minus partial v over partial x. The equation number 2. So equation 1 and 2 are Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. So f is analytic function. Another form is Cauchy-Riemann equations in exponential form. If f of z equal to e to the x cos y plus eta e to the x sin y be the exponential form of Cauchy-Riemann equations. Here this is value of u equal to ex cos y and v equal to ex sin y. We partially differentiate u with respect to x. Derivative of ex is again ex and this term will be constant. So partial u over partial x is ex into cos y and partial v over partial y is derivative of sin y cos y. So it become partial v over partial y equal to ex cos y. This is ex cos y, this is ex cos y. So partial u over partial x equal to partial v over partial y equation 1. Now partial u over partial y differentiate with respect to y. We differentiate with respect to y. Derivative of cos y is minus ex sin y and partial v over partial x differentiate with respect to x. Derivative of ex is ex and this becomes ex into sin y. So multiplying both sides by minus 1. So this becomes minus partial v over partial x equal to minus Ex into sine y. So this term minus Ex sine y and this is also minus Ex sine y, they are equal. So partial u over partial y equal to minus partial v over partial x. Again, Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. So from 1 and 2, Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. So f of z is analytic function. This function is analytic function, and this form is called the Cauchy-Riemann equations in the exponential form. Now the third form is Cauchy-Riemann equations in the polar form. If z equal to r cos theta plus iota sin theta, we write it as f of z equal to u r theta plus iota v r theta. There are two functions r and theta. U is the function of r theta and v is the function of r theta. The equations partial u or partial I equal to 1 by r partial v or partial theta, and partial v or partial I equal to minus 1 by r partial u or partial theta. We can write it as u r and we write it as v theta. This is v r and this is u theta. So u r is 1 by r v theta and v r equal minus 1 by r u theta. These two equations are called Cauchy-Riemann equations in polar form. So u equal to r cos, v equal to r sin theta. So we differentiate this with respect to r. Derivative of r is 1, so partial u over partial r is cos theta, and partial v over partial theta. Derivative of sin theta is cos theta. So this is equal to partial v over pi theta equal to r into cos theta. Dividing both sides by r, this become 1 by r partial v over pi theta, and this is equal to cos theta. This is cos theta and this is cos theta. So partial u over partial r equal to 1 by r partial v over partial theta. Partial u over partial r equal to 1 by r partial v over pi theta, and this can be written as u r equal to 1 by r v theta. Here v is equal to r sin theta and u equal to r cos theta. We differentiate partial v over partial r. This become, its derivative is 1, so partial v over partial r is equal to sin theta. And differentiate with respect to theta, derivative of cos is minus sin. So this become partial u over partial theta equal to minus r sin theta, and this is equal to minus 1 by r partial u over partial theta equal to sin theta. So this is sin theta, this is sin theta. So partial v over partial r equal to minus 1 by r partial u over partial theta. So this can be written as Vr equal to minus 1 by r u theta. Also, partial v over partial r equal to minus 1 by r partial v over partial theta. This can be written as Vr and this can be written as u theta. So Vr equal to minus 1 by r partial u theta. Equation 2 and 3 with the Cauchy-Riemann equations are satisfied. So f of z is the analytic function. Now the important topic is Laplace equations. If f of z is analytic function in the domain D, f of z is equal to uxy plus iota vxy. Both u and v satisfies this equation. This is called Navier-Stokes u double x plus u double y. This means the double derivative of u with respect to x, and this is double derivative of u with respect to y. So Navier-Stokes u equal to u double x plus u double y, and Navier-Stokes v equal to v double x plus v double y. This means differentiate 2 times v with respect to x and differentiate 2 times v with respect to y. So these are the Laplace equations. These are called the Laplace equations. In domain D, they have continuous second order partial derivatives. Now the harmonic functions. The solution of Laplace equations having second order partial derivatives are called harmonic functions. The real and imaginary part of the analytic function are the harmonic functions. Harmonic conjugate function. If two harmonic functions u and v satisfy Cauchy-Riemann equations in the domain D, then v is said to be the harmonic conjugate of u. This v is called harmonic conjugate of u.